Hey, what's going on, guys? Matt here. In today's video, going to be talking more about this Work Sharp guided sharpening system that I've had for almost a week. Last Thursday, let's see, today's Tuesday the 10th. Last Thursday, I got just the basic, just the sharpening system, which consists of a coarse plate, a fine plate, and of course it comes with your guides, a 17 and a 20, depending on what kind of knife you're sharpening. But just a few days ago, I got the upgrade kit in the mail. Finally, it came a little bit later. And that one had an extra coarse and extra fine, and then it's comes with a leather strop also with your petroleum jelly and some polishing compound that they send with it. All right. So I've been kind of playing. This is a Smith & Wesson SWAT knife. I don't know exactly what model this is. It just says SWAT, first millennium run. Yeah, great little knife. But I've been sort of hitting it on the extra fine, just sort of doing a resharpen, because I've had this knife for a while and it just kind of needs to be touched up a little bit. So I figured I'd hit it with this extra fine first, and then I'll try stropping it and see how that does. So right now I've got the 20-degree guide on there because this is a pocket knife. Okay, they recommend 20 degrees for pocket knives and then 17 degree for like a kitchen knife. So I'm just hitting this a few times on the extra fine just to see how it goes. Like I said, this is more or less a resharpen. And if you're interested in just the how this thing works and everything, I've got another video up, and there's tons of videos that are already online. But I'll go ahead and say that the big feature of this thing is this pivot function here, because the blade stays in contact with the stone the whole way through. See how it pivots there at the end? Okay, it's a great feature, especially if you're not an expert sharpener just going by hand, which I'm not. If you're familiar with my channel, you know most of my stuff is drum and guitar videos. So I'm just hitting this a few times on the fine. It's getting sharp. It's getting really sharp. Let's see what happens here. Oh yeah, that's sharp. That is, I mean, a lot of knives will cut paper, but just feeling this thing, it just feels super sharp. So yeah, the extra fine really does a nice job of just a resharpen. But let me try the leather strop. Let me just take this thing off. And the leather strop, it fits on the same way as the other plates do. It's got two little alignment pins here that just fit in there, and the whole thing is held on by a magnet right there in the center. But it just sits on there. All right, and it's got the pivot too. Okay. But for stropping, you're not going this way. You're not cutting into the leather. You're going backwards. So what they have you do is take these guides off. Okay. Now the default guide that's on here is a 22 degree. But if you're doing a pocket knife, something like this, they recommend putting on a 25 degree guide. And that just snaps right on the back. The same way that these do. It's got a little rail there that you drop in, and then it's held in place by a magnet. Okay, so they're very stable. They're not going to go anywhere. So I'll just plop that one in there. So for stropping, you're going this way. You're going backwards. Okay, so this kind of sets your angle initially, and then it's up to you to sort of maintain that angle. All right. So let's plop some of this goo on here, and they recommend just a very, very thin coat. I'm just going to drop a little bit on there. That may even be too much, I don't know. But we'll just sort of spread it around a little bit. Just kind of soften up the leather. I have a rag close by too to wipe off all this excess petroleum. So a very thin coat, yeah, not too much. And then they have this little block of polishing compound, which is kind of nice. Just get that out of there. And they say just kind of rub that on there a little bit. Just kind of get a little, just kind of coat the strop with this stuff. And it's going to turn green. It's not going to be brown anymore. So I'll just do that. So it's you know, pretty well coated with this polishing compound. There we go. And it's a pretty good sized block. It's enough to do several knives, I think, if not, you know, even more than that. All right, so let's try this. This is my first time ever stropping a knife, by the way. So you're seeing this live. Me, well, not live. It's live right now, filming. But again, this is the first time I've ever done this. Now, one thing, the guide is not flush with the strop, okay? It steps off right here. There's a big drop off. So you kind of have to memorize what angle you're at. You know, 25 degrees. And I've totally lost count of how many times I've done this, but let's just go actually, you know what? There we go. Yeah, this one wasn't in far enough, but still there is an area that's flat right here, so you kind of just get your angle here, and then you kind of have to move your blade up here and just sort of maintain that angle on your own. But this is it's certainly a good starting point. It's a good guide just to get an idea of the angle. Okay, let's go the other direction. So in this, they say to start like this and just pull back and then curve toward the end, but don't pull your blade off the edge. Just like sharpening, you know, you don't necessarily have to pull the blade off the edge of the plate. And you can see it pivot, you know, when I get to the end. All right, let's just wipe off some of this goo. Polishing compound and petroleum jelly. I can already tell you that required less pressure. Wow, that required absolutely no pressure at all to cut through that paper. I don't know if I've got it. Yeah, you can shave with this. Yeah. Not bad. I could work on it some more to get it shaving sharp. It is taking the hair off a little bit right there. But you see on the paper test, I mean, you're not here with me, but I can tell you that's not requiring too much pressure at all. That is sharp, and it's a nice, it's not bad. I think when I initially sharpened it, it may have scuffed up the steel a little bit right there, but that's a great edge on this blade. You'll have to take my word for it, but that is super sharp. Yeah, this thing definitely works well. Definitely works well. I give it a big old fat thumbs up. And you know, once again, if you have any questions or if you want to see more, there's tons of videos on this thing already up online. And I put one up the other day, you know, sort of an initial, you know, first look, and, you know, kind of went through some things. Did a little small pocket knife that turned out great. I actually did 2 pocket knives in that video, and they both came out, you know, just like this, just using the base unit with the coarse and the regular fine, not even the extra fine. Okay, so yeah, this is a great product. The thing really, really works, and it's got so many good features. Like if you're doing a fixed blade or a straight blade, not a curved blade, you can lock it right there so it doesn't pivot. This whole thing will come off if you want to put a coarse blade on. You can sharpen an axe with it like this. You can hold this and do it freehand. So many nice features, just very well thought out. And the chart that it comes with, you know, it's got a great chart that is very well laid out. It's got, you know, pocket knives, serrated knives, and kitchen knives, and it gives you a formula for whether it's a straight blade or a curved blade, and it tells you exactly what to do, how many strokes, what plate to use. Okay, yeah, just a great product. I've been so pleased. But yeah, just wanted to do this for you just to see how it does, and as you see, it cut very well, and I didn't have to apply much pressure at all. So yeah, like I said, just wanted to throw this out here just so you can see it. I think next, I don't know if there's any knife guys out there. This is a very old knife here. This from LifeKnife. It's your typical, you know, survival knife. Got a compass. This thing unscrews. There's some crap in the handle. But I'm going to work on this thing next. This thing was probably purchased, I think I got it sometime in the mid-'80s. It's got a decent edge. I doubt it'll cut paper right now. Well, I take that back. It's actually pretty sharp. Yeah, actually pretty sharp right now. And that's not requiring too much pressure. Yeah, I may just have to strop this one and see how it does. Here, stand by. Now this is a much larger blade than the other one. Let me just, let's see. Since we're all here together right now, and that's total, you know, once again, you kind of have to, you know, line it up and just kind of guesstimate on the angle when you're stropping, because this is, it's lower than the plate. Okay, you know, but you see that pivot function once I get to the end, and I'm not pulling the blade off the edge. Well, I'll just do this a few more times, because as you saw, this thing's already pretty sharp. But let me just hit it on the strop just for a little bit, just to see if I can tell a difference in the amount of pressure it took to cut the paper. Let's see, we'll get a fresh edge here. Oh man, that's effortless. Absolutely effortless. Wow. Yeah. That thing is sharp. Super sharp knife. It's kind of a cool knife, actually. I've had it, like I said, I've had it probably since the mid-'80s. I was in high school at the time, and I bought this thing, you know, back when Rambo was big. Me and all my friends, we all went out and bought survival knives, just, you know, just because we thought it was so cool. But yeah, this sucker's sharp. Yeah, well, there you have it. Yeah. Yeah, just like I said, just wanted to throw this out here just so you can see it. The stropping and the extra fine, you know, just how well it does. The thing just works great. It's a great product. If you have any questions, just fire away in the comment box. I'll be happy to answer. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.